because you would be on your phone.
Right.
Gotcha.
All right, guys. I am
Oh yeah, you could turn to the side like that.
like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
My tag is sticking up right here. Okay. What up, guys? Your girl talk about it's Kina with my lovely king.
Iconic.
And as you can see, if you watched our last video, we are together.
And this time in Minnesota.
We are in Minnesota. Um, I can't really turn.
As you can read from the title.
Yes, from the title. So I'm here for my birthday, Mother's Day weekend, and right now we are in a hotel. That's not where I started. Well, it technically is where we started. We were in a different hotel. But I came here to celebrate my birthday and Mother's Day. We've had this trip planned for 2 months. I think I bought my first ticket.
We had it planned.
I bought my ticket when you left.
Mm-hmm. But we had it planned way beforehand.
Like, yeah. So you got to go back and watch our other videos. I know there's a lot. Briefly, we're right now in 2 different states due to employment is better here in Minnesota. So is healthcare. But
let's jump right into it.
Okay, so I came here. What I've been noticing in this
on a Wednesday.
Hold on. Let me go back. What I've been noticing, and this is real serious, like serious. When y'all are having headaches, get it looked into. Because there's probably something wrong. My friend Tia was having headaches and she wound up with a brain tumor. I was having headaches where it would like make my head twitch like this all the time. And I just kind of overlooked it, didn't think anything of it. I would have these headaches that would come and go. They would come and go. And then when I cannot remember when it started because I think that's what caused it. My friends mentioned last night a brain aneurysm, and I'm like, that would make sense. Around the time when my dad passed, I was very distraught, and so I was crying hard and a lot, and I can see it causing a brain aneurysm. Which, saying all of that, I got on the plane a few times, and my head would hurt. I would say the last 3 times I've been on a plane. I think in October is when it was when it was the bad one.
Yeah.
So I came here in October and it was just it was bad, but it wasn't it was bad, but I got over it. And then I flew to Vegas and I took sinus medicine because the flight attendants said that it's probably your nasal passages. So at that time, I think I had a blood clot from when my dad passed, I'm assuming. And that over time, it just started getting bigger and bigger. Because I was unaware of what was going on. I wasn't eating right, so that probably made it worse. Things that I was eating.
Wasn't drinking enough water because that helps with blood clot. Drink enough water.
Yeah. So I've been having headaches. Fast forward to I knew getting on the plane that my head would hurt. So I had bought some generic off-brand sinus medicine that I usually don't get. And it kind of helped. But I got here Wednesday and I was fine. Thursday, afternoon around this time, because we came to visit
Mm.
here where we're at now. Um, I came to visit my manager, and after we left, my head started hurting really bad. Um, I just kind of brushed it off, was going to sleep it off. And because the one thing we said is when we travel, whether he's coming to me in Arizona or I'm coming to him in Minnesota, we're not going to stop what we're doing, our normal routines, because we're still living our regular lives. We're not dating, we're not doing a long distance relationship technically. So we're not gonna, if he has to work, then he has to work. If I have to work, then I have to work.
Basically, when we're together, we want to feel like our life still has to go on. You know,
It's normal.
like, yeah, it's like when yeah, I might be on a vacation down there or whatever, but, she still got to work and vice versa,
Right. So I'm on vacation here, but he still has to work. So he went back to work Thursday afternoon. Head was hurting. I went to sleep. Um,
She
I think
came,
I slept it off Thursday night, right?
yeah, she came pick me up from work.
Yeah.
Went back, took some more Advil, and she went to sleep. Um, we went to we went to sleep, and then Friday morning I got up 5 o'clock and went to work.
And then at that point, um, Friday morning, I hadn't really ate much. I was throwing up the stomach
The
fluid,
Yeah, the
the
stomach
acid.
bowel.
Yeah, the stomach bowel or acid, the yellowish fluid. I was throwing that up, and then that turned into I had nothing else in me, and so I started throwing up like a foamy residue, and then that turned into me throwing up blood. And at that point, my husband was like, he came in. We were staying at a hotel at the Moxie um, downtown, and I'm gonna try and edit this video where all you'll be able to see bits and pieces of what we're saying because we took some pictures here and there. Um, but we were at the Moxie. Um, we had fun at the Moxie. The Moxie is a different type of hotel, so you'll see in the pictures. It's not your regular hotel room, your standard hotel room. So anyways, uh, Friday Friday morning, which was my birthday, I was throwing up blood. Husband got off work,
And
and
we on when she was throwing up, we was on the phone, and I'm listening to her. Just
it
I
was
can,
bad.
even though I could tell she put the phone down. I could still hear her.
Yeah,
So, and I rushed through my job, my work, and I was headed to my baby.
yeah, it was bad. Um, which I'm gonna have to take. I took the medicine. I might have to take a Tylenol too. My head is really hurting.
Okay, so we're gonna speed it up.
Um, and I think a lot of it is the light
Yeah.
and technology, and it's still too soon. I just got out of the hospital Monday.
Today is Wednesday. Yeah, Monday.
Monday, so I'm still literally recovering.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. She was in the hospital. Um, she was admitted in the 9 o'clock hour of Friday morning on her birthday, and yeah, like when I got the news from her, I was already back at work, and came back. I think, yeah, I came back, and that's when I found out they found the blood clot, and
Um,
and that floored me. Like, You
Yeah,
know.
it's a scary situation. I didn't know that I was in that bad of a situation. Don't take your health. Don't like. For me, it's just don't. Even now, I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling good. I'm not gonna push it. Um, you can't take your health for granted. If you're not feeling good, if your body ain't sitting well with certain things, you need to figure out why.
Mm-hmm.
And I will admit this one time and this one time only that is where I'm stubborn. Um, I will kind of brush things off. I will be like, no, I'm healthy. And I don't even know if it's stubborn or just being naive.
Mm-hmm.
It may be a combination of both. Because if he wouldn't have said it's time to go to the hospital, I wouldn't have went. Um, I wouldn't have. So that would be part of me being stubborn. Um, but we went. They admitted me. I was throwing up like aggressively. Like there was a whole bag. The one of the bags, the I forgot what those bags are called, but the throw up bags, the blue ones,
Barf bags,
barf bags, whatever. The bottom, it was heavy. I don't know how much was in there, but it was all blood.
about that much.
Yeah, it was all blood. And I think that was a sign. Going to the hospital that I went to, um, like I'm grateful for the, you
And
know,
you choose the good one because they were, I guess, the state leading in cardiovascular
neurologist.
health or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, neurology. Um, so I got top care. Um, mind you, I'm out of the hospital. I'm definitely better than what I was going in to the hospital, but my recovery, they said, could take up to 6 months. The medicines that I'm on four medicines, two PRNs, and two scheduled. And scheduled are ones that you have to take at certain times. PRNs are prescribed as needed. Um, so that's if you ever want to know, scheduled and PRN is you take as needed. So I have four medicines that I'm on. One, the one that I really need, of course, is the one that's $900. Go figure. But have your health insurance in place. Have Go see regular visits. If you're getting headaches, just take care of yourself. So I wound up in the hospital. My heart rate dropped down. I looked at it once, it was 43. I thought I took a picture of it, but I was out of it. So the picture that I took
Mm-hmm.
um, is the there is a bag of solution they were giving me to break down the blood clot. The bag was in the way.
The picture I got here says 48.
So 48. And they told my husband that the heart rate should be no lower than 60. They want to see it between 60 and 100. So being in the 40s,
Was a no bueno. She can't leave. Oh,
yeah. So I was in really bad condition. Um,
like I realize um where her room was when I came back, and I'm looking and I'm just like, it was unreal. I'm like, my baby is in the ICU. Like what? Like she was just bobbing. She in the ICU now. Damn.
yeah. So they had me in the ICU for what, one day?
One day.
One day. They recovered me in one day. I think I was asleep most of the time. I was asleep most of um, the medication they had me on. I was groggy. I'm bruised. I can't really see it. Don't look at my armpits. There it is. So I have a bruise there. My arms, can't really see. Mm,
Well, she's bruised.
I'm bruised, and they were sticking me. This one's not too bad,
No,
but because I think they only stuck me like once.
she got a big, like 50-cent piece
Oh,
on her
yeah.
stomach.
So they were giving me shots in my stomach to break down the blood clot as well. Like they were aggressively trying to break it down. So I was in ICU for one day, and then I went up to the stroke floor.
Yeah, and every time I came in there, I'm looking at the word stroke, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you might as well say this is the lower end of the stroke spectrum, if you will.
Yeah,
Like, and it was just too close to call, and I can't do it. I feel like what's that one movie where they said, or was that Ike? If you die, I'm gonna kill you. Like like I need my baby. I need my baby healthy and whatnot. And I'm a tea drinker now, all because our pastor at the time, he said that his doctor said if he was an avid tea drinker, he wouldn't have had got a blood clot after his open heart surgery. Because after his surgery went well, then he got right after he got the blood clot. And if he was an avid tea drinker, so I've been drinking tea almost every day for the last maybe year, and I've been buying her teas and whatnot. And
I have a whole
I told her
storefront of teas.
when she get back, just a cup a day, just a cup a day,
Yeah,
and it also helps with your digesting of your food, So don't think tea is just a drink. It has benefits, health benefits.
yeah. So
Also, what she didn't say is that they found it in her head, not in her brain, but in her
well,
head. But
well, what they said last night didn't make sense. There's Your brain is the only thing in your head, so it's a vein that was going on the top of my brain.
mhm.
So it wasn't. It's tumor is inside, and the blood clots are on the outside, or in the veins. But a tumor is like in the brain. So it's a vein running on the top of my brain. I'm assuming it's somewhere over here, because this is where I always get my pain and always where my head is twitching at. Um, so it just it's a wake up call for me. It's a reality check. You could be as healthy as you think you are. You can eat healthy. I haven't eaten red meat in. I stopped counting how many years, but I know I'm well over 10 years of red meat. Um, I've not eaten uh, any meat at all since November. So, and I watch what I eat for the most part. Um, I don't eat dairy. I never really drank milk ever. I've had it, I've cooked with it, but I never drank it. But obviously, the effects are still there. Um, so I consider myself to be healthy. I don't consider myself to be overweight. I'm sorry, you guys. I took my medicine. I'm tired.
Mm,
Um, and I need to eat. I don't consider myself to be overweight, but
20 minutes.
you know, according to other doctor scales and whatnot, I am, but I'm not. I'm just thickety thick. Get out of here.
But
Um,
yeah, she spent her
so I spent my birthday and
and
Mother's
Mother's
Day
Day.
in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got out Monday, and we were staying at the Moxie, and now we're staying at a Courtyard. Um, as it's very uh
We, by the way,
corporate.
we like the Courtyard. We love the Courtyard.
Yeah,
It's actually a room.
it is a room.
Not saying Moxie ain't, but
Moxie is it's a room, but it really
well, the room that
could
we
be
was in
the
could have
Moxie.
had a steel metal toilet in it.
Yeah.
Could have.
Well, the Moxie is definitely, in my opinion, used for flopping.
Oh yeah, flopping, flopping.
Yeah. It's not much in the Moxie. It's very
Bed in the toilet.
minimal.
So after you get done, ah, burns, and then
Wow. Not at Burns. So yes, we're at the courtyard. Courtyard. I'm a travel agent, but the Courtyard was actually the first hotel that I worked at. It's a Marriott, and this is the first hotel that I worked at. So I'm staying at the hotel I worked at. I have an amazing manager that's still here all these years later, still here. Um,
and she
so
rocks, and
yeah,
she's doing her damnedest to keep this up, and
yeah, I give it to her.
it looks good because the rooms didn't look like this back in the day. They didn't
No,
look like this,
they've
and
been updated. They had so you can't see because it's very dark in here. But the wallpaper is like a blue linen. Um, and then I don't know what that is. Like a whitish
gray,
gray, maybe.
a
Yeah.
very light gray.
Yeah, I could say it being see it being gray. Um, this it used to be yellow wallpaper in here, like old school yellow wallpaper. People used to complain so bad about the wallpaper. We didn't take pictures of the room when we came in because I was we
Yeah, we
just
wasn't thinking about it.
yeah.
So if you want to come,
You can see pictures. I might find some from the website and put them on here. What it looks like now. The rooms are great. My manager's great. The hotel Courtyard, Marriott hotels are brand specific. So the Moxie is like almost like a college dorm style.
yeah, yeah,
There's games. There's when you check into the Moxie, you're checking in
at a
to
bar,
at the bar.
at a legit alcohol bar.
You get a free drink when you check into the Moxie.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Get drunk on your way, taking your bags up, cause ain't no bellboy.
yeah. So all the hotels are different for Marriott. Um, and I'm on my travel. I don't think I have a travel YouTube page, but I might make one just so people. A lot of people don't understand like when they're staying at hotels, even with the Hiltons, their hotels are brand specific. So the Hyatt, the Hilton, all of that. What? It's annoying you.
You just messing with your bees.
I know.
So.
I'm
Yeah.
fiddling because I'm groggy and tired and hungry, and we're gonna end it because I do need to get something to eat. So we need to maybe run up the road real quick while the clothes are in the dryer.
Okay.
Um,
Well, they ain't even in the dry yet.
not yet. No, because it's 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, so yes, so Monday I got released. We came to the Courtyard. Um, and then yesterday was Tuesday, so I met with my friends, um, who I love dearly. Like we even before this happened, like years ago, when the situation happened with one of my other friends where she had the brain tumor, that she didn't know about. She flew, she landed and passed out. Um, that was just kind of a rough of what happened, but a summary. But same thing, pretty much is what with me, but hers was more uh, right away. We started telling each other like, "I love you," because you have to let people know, like, I legit love you, I care about you, it's for real. um and be genuine about it. And that's even thinking about certain people. They didn't say that, so clearly it wasn't genuine, but that's a whole nother video. um but yeah, so I spent time with my friends yesterday. We had fun, we took pictures, and um we we ate, we had tacos. Some kids skipped out on a bill. That was interesting. They were in Durango, so I wasn't mad at them.
And then the lady who I'm in the parking lot, the lady coming out, our server, take a picture of their license plate. And the first thing in my mind was like, you brought my food cold. I'm good. I'm good.
I
You didn't give us good service, so
no. My one friend went to the bathroom first, and she was like, I rate that bathroom a 1 star. There was no light. She took the last of the toilet paper. The soap was filled with water. There was no light in the bathroom. So then when my other friend went in there, she's like, yeah, I had to use paper towels and there was no soap. Like, disgusting. And that restaurant wasn't like that. So I don't know what happened. Someone just let it go to waste. It's kind of disappointing, but my food was good.
yeah, it was mine
It
was
was
good too.
seasoned,
It was seasoned. It
but it
just
was just
wasn't warm.
cold. Yeah.
It wasn't warm. It wasn't warm.
Yeah.
It was the
So
same temperature, almost the same temperature as the condiments, which means it wasn't even cold. It just
it
means
was
that it
just
was
sitting
just
out.
sitting out. Like,
Yeah. Because it did come back pretty quick when they remade it, when they took the sour
oh,
cream off.
they scraped it off because I definitely had some in my mouth. I
Oh,
had some creamy
ew.
stuff in my mouth, and it wasn't
Okay.
my baby.
Uh, so that was yesterday. Today is Wednesday. My original trip was for me to be here Wednesday to Wednesday. I got to see my granddaughter and my daughter twice, so there'll be pictures of that. Um, yesterday we seen them, and someone had brought over some puppies.
And I thought I was doing the video, but I was taking pictures, mad pictures.
Mad.
So might have
That's
to put
probably why my phone is saying I don't have no storage.
you might have to put it
Oh my
all
god.
together and make it a video.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna add a video on the end of this. So we're at 27 minutes, so it'll probably be about
30.
35.
Probably not.
No, well, depending on how many pictures I put in there.
Oh
But
yeah.
anyways, um so today I'm leaving. I cannot fly. Um I cannot fly. I don't know for how long. Um
They the doctor said just enough for to know for sure
that I'm
that the
blood clot is
is
dissolved.
thinning.
So I'm taking uh blood thinners, and I will be drinking my tea, and there's certain teas and certain foods that I will be accommodating in my um regular routine of eating and not eating, because there's things that I can't eat and drink that will make my blood thicker. What we did talk about earlier is that being here in Minnesota, my blood will be thicker, and being in Arizona where it's hotter, my blood will be thinner. So that will help. I think probably coming here thickened my blood up, and that's probably what made it worse. Because being in the heat, I haven't had any issues. It's only when I'm coming to Minnesota that I have the issues on the plane with the pressure, and then when I get here, for the most part, I'm fine. Um,
But with that being
so
said,
I'm going back. We looked into a train that was going to be way too long and too much, and I so I'm going back on Greyhound. I have all precautions in place. If you guys have not heard of Life 360, you should get it. Who cares if you have an iPhone and you have Find My Friends? Life 360 is way, I feel safer knowing that people are watching me on Life 360. It will literally tell them every move I make, when I stop, where I'm walking to. Yeah. I got the little air tag thing, but that's useless. Life 360 is way better. And if I feel like I'm in danger, I can push the button, and in so many seconds, if I don't put in the code, the police will show up to my exact location. So if anything happens to me, let's say I pass out or I'm about to pass out or I feel, because usually I can feel when something's wrong, so I can push that button alert like I don't feel good. Police will show up or ambulance will show up and I'll be good. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this because I do have to get ready to start packing, eating, and leaving, and all of
And
that
plus,
fun
I was
stuff.
doing this. That's
Yeah,
why she looked
he's
down like, "Come on, wrap it up."
wrap it up, wrap it up.
If
We're
I
at
hit a
30
light,
minutes. Yeah. So, with all that being said, that is how I wound up in the hospital for my birthday on Mother's Day. Um, you guys take care of your health. Pay attention. Listen to your body.
do them.
And we are gonna end this video. We'll catch you in the next one.
Don't let your love be grounded. Make it out of this world. Jupiter love.
We're out.
Yeah. Iconic, and now let's talk about it, Takina.